Hi, my name is Drew Hunt, and this is my blog Family Matters. So Family Matters, I started with the objective of helping families to improve their family relationships. So this is, my plan was to have this be done through providing support for families and family members so they don't feel isolated in knowing or in feeling that they have family problems and knowing that we all experience a lot of the same issues. The second objective of this is to provide specific solutions to help solve some day-to-day battles that we can come into. And these vary from stages of life. I'll address different parenting tips, different tips for newlyweds, and just different stages throughout life. So it really is meant to be kind of an all-encompassing blog to help provide support and solutions for people in strengthening their families. So first I'm going to start off by showing you a quick PowerPoint of my blog. Alright, so here is a video to briefly describe the competitive advantage that I have with my blog and to go over the market research and just kind of the look at the competition at large. So like I said, it's called Family Matters, and so starting off with the market research. So my target market is women who are specifically 20 to 50 years of age. I expect and I've seen that this will compose about 65% of my overall, or of the overall market is usually women. And then my secondary target market is going to be men from ages 30 to 50, and I expect this to be about 35% of my blog. And then I'm targeting specifically areas that have higher family populations. So I'm specifically targeting Utah, Idaho, and Arizona, since on average they have a higher number of members per family on average. So that's the market, kind of the basics of the market research there. So the competition, I put that picture there because it's blue water with a red dot. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with, you may have heard the analogy of finding blue water in whatever it is that you do. The analogy is that red water is full of all the blood from fishes, because sharks are all in that same area, so it's a highly concentrated area. Whereas I feel like I've really found kind of a blue sea where there's not much competition. With this being, to back up this claim, I've provided 3 different blogs here, and I've shared kind of what their focus is so that I can show you how mine is different from theirs. So the first one is familyfocusblog.com. So like I've listed here, they provide all-around advice for families, parenting tips, discounts, food, and travel tips. But this is a little all over the place. I feel like it can be hard for people to really attach to a website or a blog when it's kind of all over the place and you really don't know what you're expecting. And if you're going through something specific, you want to be able to have a resource that's filled with solely things that are essentially beneficial to the type of thing you're going through, as opposed to if you're struggling with a family member, it's not really that helpful to have, advice on discounts and that sort of thing. As much as those are great things, it's not necessarily, I think, the best place for it. And then Mocha Dad gives tips to fathers, and it's a really good website, but it is specific to just fathers. And as I talked about my target, or in my market research, that most blog followers are women, so it's pretty close. It's 51% are women and then 49% are men. And with that, if you go into this specific industry, or I guess this type of blog, most of the followers are going to be women. So I feel like I have an upper hand on mochadad.com in that my target base is open to where most of the numbers are at. And then the last one, rageagainsttheminivan.com, provides a way for moms to connect and vent together with some of the different frustrations and things that moms go through. And so I feel like it almost has a little bit of a negative connotation. I mean, in the website name alone, I feel like it kind of does, but mine kind of differs from Rage Against the Minivan because it has more of a positive focus on it, which I feel like is important when you're trying to improve your family relationships. So next I'm going to show you guys a little bit about the stats and a little bit more about my blog by actually showing you my blog. All right, so here is my blog. So I picked a theme that I thought would be kind of fun, but also kind of classic, just something that's aesthetically appealing. I felt like it blended well with my message. And so the header that I've put there, as you can see, is a family life is an abundant life. Learn how to live abundantly. I really believe this to be the case with families, so I thought it was appropriate that I put that front and center. So as you can see there, the different pages that I have are the home page, the contact page, which I'll take you there real quick. So it's just a form where you can contact me at my email there. So I'm open to that for readers that do want to get a hold of me. And then I have frequently asked questions page, which has a few questions that I answer there. So what age group is best, or is this blog directed toward? What do you hope to accomplish with this blog? What makes your website unique? Do you accept guest posts? And what is the primary ingredient to a successful family or relationship, excuse me. So those are a few helpful things there to help get my blog started. I might add to it later on, but so that's the basics of that. And then as far as the widgets go, I have that search bar there. So if people are looking for something specific, they can funnel down what they're looking for that way. And then these are just the different parts of my website there. And then I have the top posts and pages. So it shows there that the top post has been no success can compensate for failure in the home. And then my last of the three widgets that I've chosen to employ is my Instagram and Facebook links there. So those are my widgets. And then moving on to the posts, I'll go through one by one. So my most recent post is for families, not enough time. So this talks about kind of the struggle that families or that couples run into once they get married, and how it gives advice on how to juggle having two families on each side and kind of the balance, how you can find that balance without getting overwhelmed. And then the next post is 3 ways parents can earn teens' trust. So pretty self-explanatory there. The 3 things I talk about are encouraging your kids to work part-time during high school, to try not giving them a curfew. Obviously might not work for some kids, but for others it really does show that you trust them. And then letting your children date who they want, because teens are notorious for just doing what they want anyways, so you might as well show them you trust them. And then my next post is loving others is more important than things running smoothly. Pretty self-explanatory. I share a story from one of my heroes that I know and has impacted me, so that's something that I think is really important for families to consider. Spouses need individual time. Once again, pretty self-explanatory. And then the next one, no success can compensate for failure in the home. Once again, this was the most popular one thus far, and it just essentially talks about that, how, and kind of the theme of the whole blog, that a family life is what you should gauge your success off of in life. Being you, I talk about some of the key ingredients to be you in a world of external voices and how to maintain who you are. Here's a video that I've posted. A lot of you may have seen it. It's a pretty funny video. This pastor, he talks about the differences in men and women's brains and he pretty much nails it. So yeah, it's pretty accurate, really funny though. But it introduces the fact that men and women really do think differently. So I backed that up with some research from PhD Gregory Jantz. So I think it's a really good read to understand our family members a little bit better. So the next one is 6 Fundamentals to Improve Family Relationships. I found these to be particularly useful in my life, so I've shared them with you there. And then I'll go ahead and show you my video that I created. Not the most flattering face right there, so we'll go ahead and get it started. Oh, let me get the sound real quick. I'm so excited to have you with me on this journey to improving your family. A little bit about myself. I actually for a while was studying to be a family therapist, and am currently part of a volunteer program called Strengthening Families. Pretty self-explanatory what we do there, but we help families to learn healthy habits and to ways that they can find more satisfaction in their relationships. So I hope that through my experience, I'll be able to help you help improve your families. And I hope that in return, you'll be able to share some experiences that you've had in order to help others in their journey as well. So kind of the overarching theme and lesson that I like to teach in this blog is to not beat yourself up. We are all imperfect, as cliche as that might sound, and we all have finite amount of time and resources, so we'll never be perfect. And so the first way to improve your family relationships is to accept that you are imperfect and that's okay, and that your family members are imperfect and that's okay. And a quick tip actually that will help you along with that in seeing your own efforts and in appreciating your family members' efforts is planning. Planning is one of the biggest ways to help resolve conflict within a family. Whether that's big events or small ones, the better you plan and the more that you make it a habit, you'll be able to see the efforts that you're putting in, and in return you'll also be able to see the efforts that your family members are making. So please cut yourself some slack and start planning today. And I promise by doing so, your family relationships will start to improve. And along with that, I'd just like to invite all of you to follow this blog. And I promise that as you do, and as you sincerely strive to take away lessons that you can apply into your lives, that you will find more satisfaction in relationships. So that's my challenge, is please follow my blog and please provide your own ideas on how you think that we can all improve together. Thanks so much, and I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, awesome. So that's a little bit more about me, and then that video provided some tips as to how to improve your relationships. And then my last post was Welcome to Fam Matters. So I talked about kind of my philosophy on family. I cover a lot of different points here. If I remember correctly, I think that's actually my longest blog post. And then that's a picture there with me and my family. Then we're back to the bottom there. So those are my different posts in my how-to video. As far as my marketing strategy goes, if I were to keep with this and try and make it as successful as possible, I would continue to employ something that I'm doing, which is internal linking. So actually, I need to scroll back down to the bottom here. So within this paragraph, you can't really see, but these are different links there. I've linked in one of the paragraphs to different articles within the website. So that's called internal linking, and that's a strategy that I've employed. That's something that search engines look at and they appreciate for their user experience. It's more helpful for them, and so it actually helps increase your domain authority and helps drive traffic, organic traffic specifically. So that's a strategy that I've employed. If I were to continue to pursue this blog, then I would probably do something along the lines of an Amazon gift card giveaway. And my focus would be, at least at the beginning, to increase my following. So I would offer somebody or whoever was able to recruit the most people, I would offer them a $100 gift card to Amazon, which is something that I think we would all be interested in. And then I could just track that via giving out codes to specific people, or they could just email me what friend of theirs recruited them in order to follow up that way. So that's about it as far as my blog goes. So I'll take you to my stats real quick. So I have here just the different traffic. So I'm just going to go to the traffic from this year. So as it shows there, in the 3 or 4 months that we've been doing this, I've had 30 views, 14 visitors, 6 likes, and it says no comments there. I've actually had 1 comment from one of my followers though. So it's been fun to see. I've really enjoyed doing this, and it shows there the different places that I'm being followed from. It sounds kind of strange, but where people are viewing it from. 27 from the US, and then 3 from Australia. And then I have the specific numbers there from views on different pages and different articles. So that's a little bit more just to kind of show the numbers. And then I'm gonna switch it around real quick. All right, so as far as what I learned from this blog, I feel like I've learned the importance of sharing what you're passionate about. I feel like it's made me more passionate about being a better family member, and it's helped me recommit to being a better husband, son, brother. And so that's something that I've learned, is the value of sharing your passions via blog. But I've also learned how to drive traffic, which is an extremely valuable lesson for a marketer. Obviously, I'm just an amateur with it, but it's been valuable experience in seeing what kinds of things drive traffic, and it's been a big confidence boost, and it's been nice to learn that this is something that I can do. And so that's been probably the biggest thing I've learned, is just knowing how to attract people to my website via digital marketing strategies and content marketing strategies. So it's been a really cool experience, and I highly recommend it.